Today is kind of an exciting day. I went down to the family farm over the weekend and I found these 3 pieces of wood that were elevated off the ground, so hopefully a bit dried, and I'm going to hopefully turn them into a pen today. First thing I'm going to do is cut some of the end off so I can get a look at the grain and see what has the best opportunity to work for what I'm doing. I found the grain that I was looking for, and then I opened up one of the kits. I'm using gunmetal, and just took a look to see how the grain and how this will look upon completing. So I think I'm going with the gunmetal trim line and going to use this part of the branch. This is kind of slick with the trim line, so I took the barrels out of the kit and going to simply align and mark with extra before I cut. So then I'm going to take and trim this. Back to the saw. Pretty good. Give it a little tap to secure. Another tap to secure. 7mm drill bit for this project. Tighten the drill bit on the chuck, and then also tighten it here so that it doesn't turn. I like to eyeball it to see about how far I'm going to be drilling in to get all the way through. So about right there. Drill at a slower RPM. No more, about 400, and then guide it. Got a little crack here I'm curious about, but we'll see what we can do with that. Honed it out. There we go. Now I'm going to take the barrel tube, and just take some 150 or lower grit sandpaper and just kind of rough it up a little bit, because the tube itself is kind of smooth and we want to give it a chance for the glue to take better. Do that with both of them. Time to glue the tubes in there. This is what I use. I strongly recommend, I've learned the hard way, wear gloves, because it really does a number on your skin. Figure out which way is going to be down. I'm going to have this go down and put it on this handle, and then apply the glue. It dries quickly. Spin as you go down in there. I like to tap on the bottom, secure, make sure it's on both ends, and we have room to sand on the other side. And I like it if I get it really close to flush, then there's very little to sand on this side and more to cut on this side, so it's only on one side instead of two. And where it was applicable, I just took the saw and cut it down so it's close before sanding. Going to sand right up to the barrel. Now it's time to take the mandrel. I'm double checking, even though I've done quite a few of these, I'm double checking the directions, and I like to assemble it in this area over here. There's going to be two spacers. These are the spacers. Then it calls for a bushing of PKXM BU. The smaller, I decide which end I think is going to be the Penn end, which I think is this side. Time to bring the mandrel, put it in the lathe. This is the headstock. Give it a little snug tap. Now we secure it. Give it a couple pushes to tighten. Then line up the tool rest. Face mask in place, rounded scraper, going about 800 to 900 revolutions per minute. Scraping tool, I like to just round it off, and this is going to be pretty amazing. Now we go to a carbide end and start the design. Okay, I think we're ready to sand. 150 grit. Slow it down in revolutions to probably about 300. Change directions. There's a few imperfections, but I think that's kind of what gives it character. Finish off with 600. I think it looks pretty good. Now I have to vacuum everything out before polishing. As usual, Mylan's polish. This is a friction polish, so you need to, after you seal it, get the RPMs up high to create that gloss. Be sure to shake it really well. As far as the rag, it's just an old hanky, ironically, of my dad's. Pour a little on. Inspect it to see if you need more coats or if you're starting to get that glossy look, which we are getting really close here. Now the fun part, the assembly. The kit is very user-friendly. I start out with the end where the ball point is going to be sticking out of the writing end. Guide it, put secure pressure on and make sure it's lined up, but not too much because it can bend. Then the turning mechanism, to which the pen will, the writing portion will screw down into. Push it in only up to the mark. We add the stylish center portion, like that. And then we finish off with the clip as far as the using the tool assembly. And if there's any imperfections in the clip, this is a good place to hide them. I like to have the clip pointing down so that gravity helps to align it and keep it straight. Get it snug. And finally, the writing mechanism, which has a protective plastic cover, slides in, turn until it's secure, and put the clip portion in. Now you can test and see how it looks. The thing that I'm most impressed with is this was what inspired me, the grain that you see by cutting it on the end. And then this is what it turns out in the waves and the lines going in a different direction. Pretty cool, and there you go, Ryan.